Advocacy of the present and the future, legal tech and metaverse. I'm Alexandra Dutny, PhD in law, Associate Professor of the Criminal Law Department of the Yaroslav Mudry National Law University, Kharkov, Ukraine. So, it's time to study artificial intelligence, metaverse, digital human being with me. The law that lawyers deal with is informational technology. It is a certain code that regulates social life. Attention, attention, if a profession is based on code, then the profession can be digitalized. Surprisingly, it is turned out that IT and law have a common core. It's the code. What is studied in IT? Answer: code, a set of symbols, formulas that carry a certain meaning. What is studied in jurisprudence? Answer: code, a set of symbols and verbal form that carry meaning. For example, a concept of deal in civil law or the concept of faith in criminal law, etc. What does it mean? This means that just as an impossible is not impossible, unimpossible today to learn law without the ability to read and count, so it is impossible tomorrow without the ability to code, or at least to have the idea about this field of activity in general terms. Competition in the field of legal service market is now intensifying. New players appear. They are legal service providers who are not lawyers. They provide service regarding searching for relevant information. Today this is a work of junior staff, dispute resolution options, and many others. In general, this leads to an increase of the availability of legal service. Today they trust a notary, tomorrow they trust the blockchain. Law firms are firing employees and artificial intelligence algorithms work instead. Other AI programs predict future decision of European Court of Human Rights with 78% accuracy. On the other hand, there is a bitter fight. The Hansa Bar Association of Hamburg won a court case that prohibits online platforms from offering their contract drafting service to clients without the involvement of lawyers. You can see the site of this platform. In 2019, France took a controversial step and became the first country in the world to ban research into the individual behavior of the judge. Article 33 of the French law, this is named de programmation et de réforme pour la justice, prohibit the analysis of court decision and provided for criminal penalties of up to 5 years. Currently, it is a criminal offense to evaluate, analyze, compare or predict the behavior of individual judges. As for me, judges, and other lobbyists of the law took offense at the fact that they could be counted on, or that their decision would be forthcoming. The United States and Great Britain judges have accepted as a proven fact that legal companies that are engaged in AI analyze their decision to the smallest detail and then create models of future behavior. The transition to the virtual worlds will soon become not only entertainment, but an urgent need, a necessity. Such a transition will serve as a kind of social valve to relieve some tension. One of these worlds is Metaverse, a network of virtual worlds based on social interaction, or next iteration of the Internet to live and work combined offline and online. Or a virtual space in which legal persons, individuals, legal entities, states, and their avatars can interact with each other and other digital objects using virtual, augmented, or mixed reality technologies. For example, the Charmy company offers a model of the University of Future, where avatars of professors and students can interact in lecture halls, libraries, and the other classrooms. Here are the site of the Charmy. Are you ready for the metaverse? Yes, we are ready. My friend Harmen van Spreng is one of the participants in the Sharing Cities Alliance, Amsterdam, STEAM to help in the transition to the smart cities. Another, my friends, Mark van Reineman, digital speaker, talking very interesting about the metaverse. So, the metaverse is as far as the internet was in 1995, and the metaverse will have as big an impact on society as the internet had. It will completely change how we work, live and socialize, and those organizations that are too late to adapt will cease to exist. The metaverse will be driven by the gaming industry, which is already bigger than the movie and music industry combined. The metaverse is not all about fun. Serious dangers are lurking on the immersive internet, like the negative impact of cybercrime on Web 2.0. Criminals will embrace the metaverse and discover that, especially in the beginning. It is the Wild West. Metaverse natives, such as Generation Z, don't confuse with the symbol of Russian aggression, and Generation Alpha might be able to dodge these attacks. Others will lose their money or thus their identity. There are dangers of the metaverse. The metaverse is not limited by the geographical coordinates of the certain landscape of the Earth's surface, or the bodies of the state, so it can expand like a universe. You see, Metaverse universe, or create spaces within spaces, like Frank Herbert's plan within plan in the novel of Dune. Who develops metaverses? They really exist in all hot platforms, you can see it. Usually, join the metaverse require the consent of the user. User rules provides terms of use, rules of interaction, right and obligation between users, right and obligation between user and administration of the metaverse, the procedure for resolving disputes, grounds, the procedure for compensation for caused damage, etc. The importance of the consequences of neglect reading the user agreement is intended to demonstrate the following example. The British online seller of the computer games GameStation included in the user agreement, which buyers must read before making a payment, a clause according to which the buyer also gives his or her soul to the eternal use of the store. 7,500 people agreed with this clause without reading, of course. This is about 88% of the total. Governments also want to have its own metaverse, and we have every reason to do so. For example, our private bank turned out to be the most progressive in Europe, and every refugee can confirm this fact. Maybe the foundation of the trust will be as a blockchain plus smart contract. A new lease of life is predicted for economy. Personalized advertising, including geocontextual, geo-targeting linking to the location of the avatar in metaverse. Manufacturing and selling clothes, furniture, vehicles, etc. From sales in the metaverse to increasing sales in the real world. The shared economy will rise too, from the metaverse to push sales in the real world. The use of cryptocurrencies and NFTs will also get a new boost. On November 25, 2021, Decentraland announced the largest ever sale of the virtual land for the record 2 millions. A piece of virtual land purchased by Tokens.com, a subsidiary of the Metaverse Group, located in the Fashion Street area of the Decentraland map. Tokens will use it to host digital fashion events and sell virtual clothes and for avatars. Grayscale estimates that in the next few years the annual revenue of the metaverse will reach $1 trillion, and the sector will provide strong competition to Web 2.0. In October 2021, the auction house Sotheby's launched a digital art platform called Metaverse. Carefully selected NFTs will be offered on the marketplace. The Fiat company opened the first store in Metaverse, Fiat Metaverse Store. The store, developed together with Touchcast and Microsoft to sell the Fiat 500 La Prima electric car, but the entire Fiat 500 series will appear. At the beginning of 2023, the entire model's range of car will be available there. Next good example. Big name rapper Snoop Dogg announced his desire to move his Death Row Records label to the Metaverse. And he also released an album on blockchain technology in the form of NFT. Victoria's Secret is planning to open its representative office in the Metaverse. For this, the company submitted 4 applications for the registration of new trademarks. In February 2022, JP Morgan Chase, the world's largest bank holding by assets, was the first of the large banks to open its representative office in the Metaverse. McDonald's plans to open its own establishment in the Metaverse. The company will accept home delivery orders. McDonald's has already filed 10 trademarks applications in the United States for virtual food and beverage products, including NFT and online virtual restaurant management for home delivery. As you can see, Barbados is opening a diplomatic embassy in the Metaverse. Sweden and Estonia opened virtual embassies in Second Life, in the game of Second Life. In January 2022, the H&M brand got its own virtual store concept in the Metaverse. In February 2022, the first wedding took place in the Decentraland Metaverse. The ceremony was attended by a representative of court, witnesses, and about 2,000 guests. The next sensation, I predict, in the Metaverse is holding a court hearing led by artificial intelligence. The binding nature of this decision for the rest of the real world will become a great sensation. So, then there will be a need for lawyers in Metaverse. The use of artificial intelligence in court activity should be approved today. During the deliberation of the judge or colleague of judge in the conference room regarding the elimination of disagreement, compliance with the norm of current legislation in the systemic sectoral and inter-sectoral connection, taking into account the position of the Constitutional Court of Ukraine, the Supreme Court, the European Court of Human Rights, etc. Along with telemedicine, which is developing at an accelerated pace, telelaw may appear with the function of the checking a certain discussion, draft law, terms of an agreement, or strategy of action for the absence of prohibition or potential conflicts, for compliance with current legislation and practice of court. By analogy with software as a service or infrastructure as a service, It will be by proceeding a search and request with an artificial intelligence algorithm, including in the corresponding software cloud, under conventional names in different directions, so as tele-jurisprudence, tele-justice, tele-right, and many others. The metaverse will definitely inherit traditional problems from the real world, as a fraud, theft, violence. But metaverse can also generate new problems. Creation of duplicate personally, illegal copying or complete transfer without remnants on the primary query of consciousness, intelligence, and personality of a person himself or third party to a digital or other query, including for existing in metaverse. Next interesting example. The police of Belgium investigated the fact of rape of the virtual avatar, which caused damage to its owner due to its almost complete identification. In the game Second Life, do you remember? A computer virus allowed the aggressor to gain complete control over the victim's avatar and graphically commit violent sexual abuse against it. So, Meta, Facebook, announced the introduction of the personal space feature in the Metaverse Horizon boards and Horizon venues, following complaints of harassment in virtual reality. Later, the AllSpace VR Metaverse also introduced personal space boundaries, which are automatically enabled for all avatars. Who can be an active player in the metaverse? Natural persons, the avatars, including digital human beings, legal entities or corporations and the avatars, states and the avatars, and last but not least, artificial intelligence, the legal entity. It is necessary to regulate the rules regarding their rights and duties and forms of administration of justice. And next, they are important not to be a secondary character, as in the movie Free Guy, although he later rebelled and became a main character. So, we should all be main characters in the metaverse. Thank you for your attention. Join the Metaverse UA Association. Join our programs at the National Law University. See you later.